As crazy as it sounds, when you do product research the right way, the products that you make and post actually sell. It's like opening a hot dog stand where you already have a hungry crowd, and it saves you all the time that you would normally spend making products that don't sell. Today, I'm going to show you actually everything that you need to know to find your next best-selling product for Etsy. I don't care if you're doing print on demand or digital downloads or selling tables. This method has brought in over $1 million of organic traffic to just one of my Etsy shops, and it's the exact method that I share with my private community on WAP. But today, I'm giving it to you for the low price of annihilating the subscribe button. And because if you don't know how to do it, then you'll end up like these 70% of sellers who have no idea how to get sales. Now, just to quickly show you some results that I've personally gotten using this method, this was the first shop that I actually scaled using this strategy that broke 7 figures and made me my first $1 million by the time that I was 23. And I actually scaled another shop earlier this year that was selling these higher ticket custom map prints using AI, and each one was selling for around $100 of profit per order. But I was able to scale this one to over $2,000 in just 3 weeks' time. So if you don't count the initial setup days, then this one was able to make about $1,000 a week in its first 2 weeks. And just so you know, it's legit and it is my account. I'll go ahead and refresh it for you, so you can see the results right there. I found these niches using the exact strategy that I'm gonna share with you in this video. Now, before we do this live together, I wanna share with you my criteria that I look for to make sure that the products I'm posting for sale will actually sell. You won't be able to consistently post bestsellers if you don't understand this criteria. First is you should be able to find exactly what's working right now. This is simply because we can't force the market to like our product. We have to make products that the market already wants. Instead of trying to invent something new, we're gonna look at what customers are already buying and then create products for those customers and position our products for sale in those niches. Plus, when you already know what's selling, you can identify trends earlier on. You can identify what products Etsy is currently pushing out to their customers. You can find exactly what customers want right now, and you can improve your own listings based on what's already proven successful. Second is product research shows us what successful listings look like. This way we can use them as inspiration for our own listings to put a twist on the products that we're making and posting for sale. And third, we'll be able to figure out what keywords they're using to actually drive sales to those listings. On Etsy, instead of trying to post that one product listing that's going to make you rich, we can build out a more reliable income by posting more listings that all sell regularly. If you post 100 listings for sale in your shop and they all sell maybe 15 times a month at around a $7 profit per order, you'd be making over $10,000 a month in profit. That's way easier to do than trying to post the one golden product that makes you $10,000 a month. There's a lot of strategies that you could follow to go out there and find products that are selling really well, but I'm going to show you my exact strategy for how I go out and find products that match my criteria. Now, marketplaces like Amazon display public sales data on their website to encourage other buyers to buy popular products. They display these stats because when you go to buy something, you typically like to see what other customers have bought and liked to make your own buying decision. So just keep that in mind. Anytime you see any kind of sales data or review stats or any kind of sales badge on a listing, we can use that information to figure out what to post for sale in our own shops. For example, if we're selling on Etsy, we could come onto Amazon and search for the type of product that we want to sell. So for example, I just searched for funny t-shirts and these are the results that came up. You'll see some of these badges, you can see review counts, and Amazon does this really cool thing where they put a little sales counter below really popular products. So you can see 1,000 purchased just in the last month for this t-shirt. So some quick mental math means that this listing right here is making $17,000 just in the last month. And there's a bunch of other ones just like it. For example, this t-shirt right here, we can see that 2,000 have bought in the last month, which means that this listing is making over $40,000 per month with this simple design. Now, while it'd be super nice to have a bunch of listings all bringing in 40 racks a month, it's not super likely, especially as a beginner. And so remember that the goal is just to have a catalog of about 100 products that each sell maybe 15 times per month at a $7 profit margin. That gets you to $10,000 a month in profit. And if your product sold 30 times a month, that's $20,000 a month in profit. So just remember, instead of going for a crazy, super powerful listing that's selling 1,000 times a month, You just need a catalog of 100 different products that all sell occasionally. And also, if you had that one super powerful listing and then it stopped selling, you would be hosed. But if you have 100 listings that are selling regularly and one of them stops selling, you're going to be just fine. The 115 rule is your most reliable path to consistent income. Now, it's a little bit harder to find sales data on Etsy, but it's still there if you know where to look. So the first thing is, once again, to just search for the type of product that you're selling. So in this case, if I'm selling shirts, then that's what I would want to search for. Now, there's really 4 ways to find sales data on Etsy. And the first is to look for the sales badges that Etsy puts on their best-selling listings. So if you look right here, this listing has the Popular Now badge. Some of them have a bestseller badge, and Etsy puts those badges on their products so that other customers know what other customers like to buy. Now, one thing to note is that this number right here in the brackets next to the star is the number of reviews that a shop has gotten. So if it has tens of thousands right there, then the shop is very large and has likely been around for a long time. But if it's only a few hundred, then that means that it's a newer shop. So products that have a popular or bestseller badge from a new shop, those are typically more trending products that are just starting to pick up some steam. Right here, this could be a good idea for a product or a niche to target. Now, the second way you can do this is when you actually click on a listing. Sometimes right above the price, they'll show you details like how many times this item has been added to a cart, or like this listing, sometimes they'll show you how many people have bought. Or like this example, sometimes they'll show you exactly how many people have bought in the last 24 hours. Right above the price, they'll show you how many views it's gotten, how many times it's been added to cart in the last 24 hours. Or like this listing, they'll show you the actual sales quantity in the last 24 hours. This is super helpful because you can see exactly how well the product is selling. Remember, we just need 100 products selling 15 times a month. So when you see a product making 3 sales a day, even though it might not sound like a ton right away, it's actually doing pretty well. If we posted 100, we would only need a sale every other day. So this is performing like 6 times better than a listing that we would have to post. This tells me for Etsy, a listing like this is actually outperforming our listing criteria. Now, the third method is you can calculate sales by looking at the reviews on a listing. So if you just scroll down, you'll see the reviews section. And anytime you see one of these recommends check marks on a review, it means it's for this specific product and not for a different product in the shop. And so what you want to do is just count how many reviews there are this month for the product. So in this case, there's 5 reviews. Now, on Etsy, it's typical for a product to get between 7 and 8 sales per review that they earned. So if they have 5 reviews like they do right here, we could estimate, since they're all from July, that this product has made about 35 sales. Now, the fourth and easiest method is to use a tool like the Listing View plugin. Now, it's completely free to install, and it just shows you more data about shops and listings on Etsy. The free plan shows you some data, and the paid plan shows you even more. So you can download it, install it, and then decide if you want to upgrade later. But in this case, you can see that the plugin estimates that this listing is making about 33 sales per month. So I think that our estimation was spot on. From what I can see, the numbers on this product checks out. It's making about 30 sales per month, which is double our criteria. The plugin just makes it quicker and easier for you to find best-selling products in your niche. So for example, back on the search page, I've got all of the badges that I want to see toggled in the plugin, so showing the category and the sales badges. And what you can see is that below each listing, it's going to display some information like the sales and monthly sales, and also this outlier badge, which is just a value which represents how well this listing is selling compared to the other listings in its shop. So for example, a 10x badge means that this listing is performing 10 times better than the other listings in the same shop. Now, when you come and you click over and you actually visit the shop, you'll be able to see which listings are outperforming the others, which listings are new with this little green badge, and you'll even see some things like if a listing is trending, meaning it's currently growing in sales. Now, back to the example we found, this listing is showing us that not only is it selling well right now, but it's also been selling well over time. This type of graphic, this outdoors t-shirt, people are eagerly buying. I would go try and make my own version of this type of t-shirt and get it listed for sale. This works the same even if you're not running an apparel business. So if you search for something like a planner, we can just scroll through all of these results and try and see what's selling. For example, this planner right here at the top, you can see it was created only 9 months ago, and it's already bringing in about $1,200 per month. And since it's a digital download, that's going to be almost all profit. We could keep scrolling through here and find, here's another one, for example. You can see it's trending. It's 3 times better than the other digital downloads in this shop, and it's bringing in about $1,500, mostly profit since it's a digital download. And if we keep looking here, we can just see if we spot any more that jump out at us right away. And so actually this one right here, for example, you can see that this listing is only 2 months old. It's currently trending, and it's making about 92 sales per month, or about $1,300 just in the last 2 months. And you can see it's a brand new shop with only 67 reviews. Finding new listings that are getting sales is key because it shows you what's working right now and what Etsy's pushing. By doing this, you'll figure out what products to make, but then you also need to know what keywords to use to get those products to sell. Now, this first example is actually perfect because their keyword game is pretty strong. But if you look at this, it's just a nature outdoor style t-shirt. And if we take a look at their keywords, you can see that they're using sunrise nature shirt, men's nature shirt, forest graphic tee, camping tee, outdoors t-shirt, and environmental shirt. They basically figured out how to target the core idea in 5 different ways. Now, if we take a look at this planner that we found, that's also doing really well. We take a look at their keywords, we can see that they're basically doing the exact same thing. So they're targeting monthly bill spreadsheet, a colorful budget tracker, a no annual reset, beginner and ADHD friendly planner. So again, they have about 5 different angles that they're targeting. Now, if you have the listing view plugin, you can also click on this little button to open it in listing view. It gives you a bunch of other stats, but what we want to look at is this tags table, which shows you all of the tags that they're using in this listing and scores for each one to measure the views to competition ratio. This is just so you can tell which keywords are likely driving the sales and helping it show up in search. And there's also no trademark on keywords, so you can use the same ones in your own listing to get them to rank and show up in search. When you do this, you're going to learn exactly what products and niches are currently selling, what the listings in those niches actually look like, so that you can use that as inspiration to create your own. And you'll know exactly what keywords they're using to rank high up in search to make those sales. If you rinse and repeat this process, you'll be able to build out that catalog of 100 products where each one's selling a few times per month, ideally 15, and you're honestly not that far away from the coveted $10,000 per month.